Hey everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to design your experiment. And like it says on the page, it's real easy to just want to jump in and get going. But it's important to first figure out what it is that you need to do, because if not, you're going to end up running into things and having to go out and buy more materials or forget what you're doing. So I'm actually using your design document right here, and we're just going to go over step by step what it is you need to do to figure out how to design your experiment before you jump in. So at this point, you've already done your question, you've figured out your independent and your dependent variable, and you've made your hypothesis, what you think is going to happen. So here's the big part. So this first part is, what materials do you need? And that's really important, because if you don't have everything you need to do the experiment, you can't actually do the experiment. So think about, what is it that you're going to need? Are you going to have to build something? Is it stuff that's already in your house? Do you need to go out and buy it? How much of everything do you need? All of this is really going to help you. For number 4, it says, where will you conduct this experiment? Is this something you're going to do at home? Do you have to do it outside? Is it inside? And then also make sure you have permission to be doing your experiment there, because I don't want you to get in trouble for, making a mess in your bathroom or your parents' kitchen, and they're like, what are you doing? The next thing, number 5 right here, is what is your budget? And your budget is how much money you have. And that's going to be different for each person. So what you need to do is figure out, do I already have everything I need, or do I need to go out and spend money to get my materials? And if that's the case, you need to figure out how much money you have to spend. Are you using your money? Are your parents helping you out and giving you some money? Are you borrowing some from your brother and sister? And make sure if you borrow some, you're not taking it without them knowing it. You're getting their permission. And for number 6, will you need someone's help, and who? Is this something you can run by yourself, or is it something you're going to need somebody to help you out with, whether it's helping you build it, helping you run the test, etc.? Because if you start doing this experiment and you realize, oh man, I need 3 people to hold this thing, or I need somebody to help me build it, and you don't have them, it's going to slow you down, and then you're going to have to go find people. Another super important one is, how much time will you need? Because let's say your science fair project is due in 3 weeks, and it's going to take you 2 weeks to run this experiment. You need to get on the ball and get the experiment going, because if not, it won't be done by the time it's due, and then your grade will be late. So it's real important to plan out how much time you need, and even come up with a daily schedule if you have to, of here's what I need to do on this day, this day, this day, so on and so forth. And more importantly, what are the steps? So you have your independent variable and your dependent variable. Sometimes the teachers refer to them as your controlled and your manipulated. It really just depends. So one of them is going to stay the same, meaning like earlier, the experiment was the guy wanted to know what would happen if he used an energy drink to make his plant grow, and he thought it would make the plant grow more. So you would probably have a plant as your controlled that you just fed water or regular plant food, and then you'd have another one where you fed it Red Bull or a different energy drink or whatever. But what are the steps? How much exactly of each bit of water or food are you going to give it? How often? When? Those sort of things. Because it needs to be consistent. It needs to be the same each time for your experiment to be accurate. And then, of course, how many times will you run the experiment? If you're seeing how fast a car goes downhill, like which car goes fastest down this hill, you're probably going to need to do it multiple times to make sure that, it didn't hit a rock on the way down and that was just something random. The requirements are you have to run it at least 3 times. But some people may choose to do even more because of whatever it is they're doing. How will you keep track of your data? That's more like, how are you going to display it? So you're probably going to be recording it, and you need to keep track of your data somehow. Record it, write it down, type it up, whatever you want to do. And then you're going to need to, number 11, display it. So that means, are you making a pie chart? Are you making a bar graph, a line graph? It needs to be somehow visually displayed so the people who are looking at your experiment can tell what it is that happened, what were the changes, etc. So I know that's a lot to take in. I kind of made important things red so it would be easier for you to see. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always talk to your teacher and they'll be happy to kind of help make things clearer for you. Thanks.